student of class 12, once again with a new video, and in this video we are going to discuss about electric field lines. In the previous video also we had discussed about electric field. So what is electric field lines and what are the properties of electric field lines? Let us see in this video. This is the topic 1.9 of your NCERT page number 23. Here we are seeing a positive charge, and since electric field is a vector quantity, so we had drawn the arrow here. Electric field is represented by E. Now if the point charge is placed at the origin, now you draw the vector pointing along the direction of electric field. These are the arrow which shows the direction of the electric field. Now since the magnitude of electric field at a point decreases inversely as a square of the distance, we had seen the relation E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square, where Q is the source charge. So the magnitude of electric field at a point is decreases inversely as a square of distance of that point from the charge, and the vector gets shorter. If you see the length of the arrow, it is get shorter. Shorter length means that the electric field is in magnitude is going to decrease as the distance increases. So in this figure, each arrow indicates the electric field, that is the force acting on the unit positive charge placed at the tail of that arrow. If you put a point charge, positive test charge here, so it will move away from this positive charge. So if this arrow represents the direction of electrical field, the force acting on a unit positive charge placed at the tail of the arrow connect the arrow pointing in one direction, and resulting figure represent a field line. So we get many lines around the charge, but now how can we say that the magnitude of electric field is more here and less here? So the new term we are going to introduce here, the magnitude of electric field is represented by the density of field lines. E is strong near the charge where the line of forces are more. So the density of field lines is more near the charge and the lines are closer. As we move away from the charge, the field get weaker and the density of field lines also less. So where the line of forces are more, the electric field intensity, or we can say the magnitude of electric field, is more there, and where the electric field lines are away or weaker, the density of field lines is less. So we can say that the electric field is less there. Now we can draw many more lines, but the number of lines is not the important. What is important to find the intensity or the magnitude of electric field? Let us see the diagram. So here if you see this figure 1.6, now this is the part of a sphere, because the point charge has electric field in 3-dimensional all around, and we had discussed in the previous video that its spherical symmetry is that. So if you draw a sphere and the part of a sphere make a solid angle at O, now P1 and P2 are the part of the sphere of distance R1 and R2. Suppose 2 points are P1 and P2 are distance R1 and R2 in this diagram. So R1 is equal to OP1 and R2 is equal to OP2. P1 and P2 we had taken 2 points at the distance R1 and R2. Now what is solid angle? Solid angle is delta S upon R square. What is delta S? Delta is the part of a sphere, and what is R? R is the radius of the sphere. But here we are taking the distance R1 of this point P1 and R2 of this point P2. So the solid angle made by this segment or this segment is delta omega. We represent delta omega, means delta omega is the solid angle and it is equal to delta S by R square. delta S by R square. This is a solid angle made by P1 and P2 at distance R1, and this is delta omega is equal to delta S by R2 square. Now the 2 points P1 and P2, distance R1 and R2 from the charge, the element of the area subtending the angle delta omega is, we can represent by R1 square omega, and for this R2 square omega, and number of lines passing or cutting the area element are same in number. So P1 for P1 the number of lines per unit area is equal to N upon R1 square omega delta omega, and for P2 it is N R2 square delta omega. So delta omega and N are same, so electric field strength is depend on 1 upon R square relation, means the dependence of electric field is on 1 upon R square, means as you move from the charge, away from the charge, the electric field going to be decrease. If you see in this diagram here also, the number of line passing through this area and through this area are less in number here. So we can say the electric field is strong here, and this is the region of electric field where it is weak. So this is the region of weak electric field, and this is the region of strong electric field. So we can say where the more number of line are there, the density of line of forces are more, the field is strong, and where the number of line of forces are less, the field is weak over there. So in this figure, the electric field lines are for positive charge, which is radially outward, and for single negative charge, if you see the diagram, for single negative charge the field is inward, that is Q is less than 0 here, and here Q is more than 0. Q is more than 0 means the charge is positive, and Q is less than 0 means the charge is negative. For the negative field, for the negative charge, the electric field are inward, radially inward. And if you see the next diagram here, there are two positive charges of same magnitude. The electric field will be repulsive. The field lines around a system of two positive charge, they are mutually repelling to each other. And if we see the diagram for the two opposite charges, one is positive, one is negative. If you see the line of forces arising from positive and end towards the negative, so these are the line of forces for the two opposite charges, means two similar but opposite in nature, means the value is same but nature is opposite. So what are the properties of electric field lines? The first property of electric field lines is the field line starts from positive charge and end at negative charges. If there is a single charge, they may be start or end at infinity. Suppose the positive charge, it starts from positive and end at infinity. The second is, in a charge free region, the electric field line taken to be continuous curve without any break, means there is no break in the electric field lines in a charge free region. The third is, the two field lines can never cross each other, and if they did, the field at that point of intersection will not have a unique direction, means where the two field lines will cut, it means it has two directions, which is not possible. The fourth is, The electric field or electrostatic field lines do not form any closed loop, as in the case of magnetic field you had learned in the class 10th. Here no closed loop is formed by electrostatic field lines, and if you see here, the electric field starts from positive and end towards negative. If you see, these are the very important diagram, and 1 marks question comes related to this topic. Draw the electric field line for the two positive charge, draw the electric field line for the two opposite nature of charge, draw the electric field lines of single positive or single negative charge. So you have to draw like this. So electric field intensity at a point is equal to number of field lines crossing normally a unit area around that point. Suppose a source charge plus q kept at origin or apex of this cone. This is a cone, and the line of forces are, this is line of forces q1, sorry, the source charge q is kept at O, and the number of radial field lines is in a given solid angle is same. Let us consider 2 point P1, 2 point P1 and P2, P1 and P2 at a distance of R1 and R2 from the charge. So at P1, area subtended by solid angle delta omega is R1 square delta omega, and for area P2, at P2, area subtended by solid angle delta omega is R2 square and delta omega. Now everyone know what is solid angle. Solid angle is delta S upon R square, where delta is the area of that portion of a sphere and R is the radius of the square. So here this is solid angle omega. Now what is area? Area we can represent by solid angle into radius, you can multiply. So here we are taking at P2 the area subtended by delta omega is R2 square delta omega, and at P1 the area subtended by delta omega is, means solid angle is R1 square delta omega. These are the area of P1 and P2. So number of field lines cutting these area element are same. Whatever the line of forces are coming from here, the same are entering also here. So let it be the N. Suppose that the line of forces which are cutting the area are N and they are same. So number of field lines cutting area, sorry, unit area element at P1 is equal to electric intensity at P1, and it is equal to E1 is equal to N upon R1 square delta omega, and similarly at P2 this will be E2 is equal to N upon R2 square delta omega. So this is the electric intensity at P2 and this is electric intensity at P1. Since N and delta omega are same, so we can write here E1 upon E2 is equal to R2 square upon R1 square. That is E is proportional to 1 upon R square. Means electric field intensity is more near the charge and vice versa. Electric field is more near the charge and vice versa. Means if the R is less, E will be more. Near the charge, electric field intensity is more, and away from the charge, electric field intensity will be less. So this is the relation. So in this video we are ending till here. Whatever we had discussed in this video about electric field intensity, about the line of electric field lines properties, what the diagram we had discussed, you all have to read this topic from your NCERT also and watch this video, and if you have any problem then you can discuss me on my number or in the group. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.